Hello guys, welcome to the lesson 1 of the Introduction to Linux Terminal tutorials by Frimpong Technologies. Today we're going to learn some basic commands. You need to know the Linux Terminal. These commands include the cd dot dot, the cd backslash, the cd, the mkdir, the ls, touch, cat, mv, and then the clear. So at the moment I'm using Windows 8. Then I have a Linux CC Enterprise 11 installed on a VMware. So if you don't have a spare laptop, you can use a VMware or VirtualBox if you wish. And to those who are curious about what VMware is, I have a tutorial on VMware and other virtual machines. So you can watch that tutorial to get to know more about VMware and then how to use VMware. So let's move to our Linux environment and then begin the lesson. So this is a CC Linux Enterprise 11, and then we can launch our terminal by right clicking on the workspace. In the Windows environment, it is known as the desktop. So you right click on the workspace and then you select open in terminal. But I have my terminal already opened, so let's move to the terminal and then begin with the commands. So the first command we are going to tackle is the cd dot dot. The cd dot dot is used to move one step backwards. At the moment, the Linux terminal is telling me that I'm on the folder home, and then on the subfolder Frimpong, and on the folder Frimpong I'm on another subfolder Apple. So if I want to move backwards from this Apple to Frimpong, all I need to do is type cd dot dot and then it will move me backwards from Apple to Frimpong. Let me give you a graphical user interface comparison of what I'm talking about here. So we'll go to file system, then in the file system, from the Linux terminal, it is telling us that we are on a folder home. So this is that folder, and then in that folder we are on a subfolder Frimpong. So this is that subfolder. Then in the Frimpong subfolder we are on a subfolder Apple. So you can see the Frimpong has two subfolders, the bin and then the Apple. But on the Linux terminal we are on the Apple, so we're going to select Apple. So this is a graphical user interface comparison of what you can see in the Linux terminal. So the command we are dealing with is the cd dot dot. So when you type in cd dot dot and you hit enter, it is going to take you one step backwards. It is going to take you from the Apple to the Frimpong. So in the graphic user interface, typing cd dot dot is the same as moving backwards. So moving backwards from Apple to Frimpong. So that's the use of cd dot dot. So let's hit enter and then see what's happening. So as you can see, it has taken us from Apple to Frimpong. So let's move on to the next command, which is the cd backslash. The cd backslash takes you straight away to the root. So when you type in cd backslash, it will take you straight away from Frimpong, then from Frimpong to home, then from home to the root. So cd backslash will take you from anywhere you find yourself straight away to the root. So let's type cd backslash and then see what happens. So on hitting enter, you can see it has taken us straight away to the root. So that's the use of the cd backslash. And then the next command is the cd. This cd is used to change directory or select a directory or a partition. So if you are familiar with the Windows command line, you can see that this command applies in both environments. You can apply the cd in the Windows command line and at the same time in the Linux terminal. So the cd is applicable in both environments. So what we are going to do is we are going to move to the next command, which is the mkdir. So with the mkdir is used to create a folder or a directory. So if you want to create a folder, you can use the mkdir to create that folder. So we are going to create a folder, but before we create the folder, um let's try to what are we going to even call the folder? Let's call the folder Ghana. Yeah, so we are going to call the folder Ghana. So this is our file system. So we are going to create a folder in the file system called Ghana, and the command used in creating folder or directory is mkdir. Yeah, as you can see, it is mkdir. So we are going to type mkdir followed by the name of the folder or the directory we want to create. So mkdir space Ghana, mkdir space Ghana. So on hitting enter, the folder name Ghana must be created in the file system. So let's go to the file system and see if we have a folder name Ghana. So as you can see, the mkdir space Ghana has created a folder or a directory called Ghana for us. So let's open it, and then you can see it is empty. Okay, so we are going to create a subfolder. We're going to create a subfolder in the Ghana called Accra. Yeah, so before we create a subfolder, let's look at the next command. And the next command is ls. This ls is used to view the contents of a folder or a directory. Yeah, so in the Windows environment, when we want to view the content of a directory, it is dir. Yeah, but when we come to Linux, it is ls. So let's type ls and then view the content of the file system. So we are expected to see this Ghana among the list of folders in the file system, and then we are expected to see all these folders when we click when we enter the ls. So let's enter the ls, and then as you can see, it has given us the list of folders or directories in the file system. So this is a graphic user interface comparison. Yeah, so this is a graphic user interface comparison. This is our file system. Then on the command line, on the Linux terminal, this is our file system. And when we type ls and then hit enter, it has given us a list of subfolders we have in our file system. So what we are going to do is that we are going to record this command, which is the cd. And as I said earlier, the cd is used to select a directory or a partition. So we are going to type cd. We are going to type cd Ghana. So we want to change directory to Ghana. So on typing cd Ghana, as you can see, we've changed directory to Ghana. Yeah, so let's try using the ls command again, which is used to view the content of a directory or folder to see if Ghana contains any subfolder. So we type ls and then hit enter, and you see this shows that the Ghana folder is empty. Let's compare to the graphic user interface. As you can see, it is empty. So what we're going to do is that we're going to create a subfolder, which is Accra. So if you can recall, the command used to create a folder or a directory is the mkdir. So you're going to type mkdir on the Linux terminal. You type mkdir space Accra. Let's compare it to the graphic user interface. As you can see, the Ghana folder is empty. On hitting enter on the Linux terminal, we expected to see a subfolder in Ghana folder known as Accra. Yeah, so let's hit enter, then go back to check if we can see a subfolder known as Accra. So as you can see, it has created a subfolder for us. Yeah, so let's record the ls command once again, and then to view the content of the directory or the folder Ghana to see if it has a subfolder in it known as Accra. So we've typed the ls, and on hitting enter, as you can see, it has given us Accra. Yeah, so far we've learned about the use of cd dot dot. We've learned mkdir. We have cd backslash ls and a whole lot. So let's move on to the next command. And the next command is touch. Touch is used to create files. Yeah, so when you want to create a file, just type touch followed by the name of the file you want to create. Yeah, so what we're going to do is that we are going to select the Accra. We want to create the file in the subfolder Accra. So in order to do this, we need to type cd Accra, which will enable us to change directory from Ghana to Accra. Yeah, so cd Accra, and hitting enter, you can see it have changed directory from Ghana to Accra. So right now we are on the subfolder Accra, and in the subfolder Accra we are going to create a file known as capital. Yeah, so in creating the file known as capital, the command says you need to type touch followed by the name of the file. So we are going to type touch followed by the name of the file, and the name of the file is capital. Yeah, so on hitting enter, a file known as capital must be created in the subfolder Accra. Let's go to the graphical user interface to see if it has been done. So we open Ghana, and then we open Accra, and as you can see, capital has been created in the subfolder Accra. Yeah, so let's move on to the next command, which is cat. Yeah, the cat is used to view the content of a file. Yeah, so if you want to view the content of a file, you type cat, and then you type the name of the file, and then the content will be displayed. So let's go to the graphical user interface once again, and then open our Accra, open the file, and then type in something. So we are going to type let's say Accra is the capital town of Ghana. So let's save it and then close it. So we are going back to the Linux terminal, and then we are going to type cat capital. So cat, as I said earlier, is used to view the content of a file. So on typing cat capital, we are expected to get the content of this file displayed. So let's hit enter. Then as you can see, the content has been displayed. Yeah, so the content is Accra is the capital town of Ghana. Yeah, so that's the use of cat. So let's move on to the next command, and the next command is mv. The mv is used to rename a file, yeah, or a folder. So if you want to rename a file or a folder, you type mv, the original name, followed by the new name. So let's try renaming this capital. So I'm going to type mv capital, then the new name is going to be town. So on hitting enter, we expect that the name will change from capital to town. So as you can see, the graphic user interface, the original name was capital. On typing mv, the original name and then the new name, it has changed from capital to town. Yeah, so that's the use of the command mv. Yeah, last but not the least, the clear. The clear is used to clear your screen. As we have a whole bunch of command line on our screen. So if you want to clear it, just type clear, then hit enter. So you can see our screen has been cleared. Yeah, so I think these are some basic commands you need to know using the Linux terminal. The cd, yeah, I said it, the cd dot dot, I said earlier, is used to move one step backwards. The cd backslash is used to move to the root. The cd is used to select directory. The mkdir is used to create a directory or a folder. The ls is used to view the content of a folder or a directory. The touch is used to create a file. The cat is used to view the content of a file. mv is used to rename a file or a directory, and then the clear is used to clear the terminal interface. Yeah, so these are some basic commands you need to know. Yeah, so you can watch the lesson 2. In the lesson 2, we are going to dip a little bit deeper into some commands you need to know in addition to these commands. And you can do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that's from Paul Eric, for more videos on some basic concepts in IT.